Hi, Smadar. How are you?
I'm fine, great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really, really great. Glad to be seeing the end of 2020, I think. When we did our group call together about our toolkit and what was in each of our toolkits, one of the tools that you'd said was your base beliefs. Can you remind the listeners about the base beliefs that you have?
Yeah, yeah, I have few of them. One of them is that we are in relationship with life always. It's like we are moving in life and things are happening to us in relation to who we are. And it's like we can learn out of this relationship we have in life, like we are learning out of relationship we have with a person. This is one of my really core beliefs. It's not, we are not like living in a void. We are part of something. And this something, it can be people, it can be situation, always put us on track and show us what is the next step that we have to take, or what is the next thing that we need to do in our personal development, in life, or whatever. This is first, this is one of them. Another one is that everything that happens to us is happen for the better. This is really core belief that I have, because even if we don't know why something happened, okay, maybe it can get clearer later on, but it's like, I believe that life is here for us, not against us. So if something is pressing us, it's like me, myself, have first of all a reaction of rejection. But very quickly I say, okay, let it be and let's see what happens. And
Mm,
I must say that if I look at it like over the years, so it just, just to see how things are working made this belief stronger, much stronger. Yeah.
mm. You also, I think you've, in the past, you've talked about the fact that we're loved.
Yeah, yeah, I do believe that life, the basic, the basic, I don't know, the heart of life is love. Okay, I do believe that we came from love, and we are going to love, and it's like we were like blended into reality just to find this thing again. And I think that all what we are doing during our life is to find that love again. Like
Mm,
even if we are choosing this kind of work or this kind of person or bringing babies or creating, it's because we want to touch this, love again. This,
yeah.
yeah. I don't even talk about unconditional love. It's only love, just to have this feeling of like soothing and like satisfaction. We are
Mm.
looking for it always, and it's like it's driving it's like pushing us in life. It just give us the guidance of where to go to.
And how do you
Yeah,
see your body teaching you?
yeah, yeah. Well, my body is a major tool, okay, with which I go through life. Okay, first of all, my body is in the here and now always. Okay, even if my brain go and talk and fly away and imagine things, good things, bad things, it doesn't matter. If I bring my attention back to my body, okay, so my body is in reality, and in reality I'm sitting and I'm talking to you and everything is fine. So even if something happened, and I'm very anxious or nervous or angry, and first of all, I need to bring myself to that place that I want to calm down.
Mm.
And when I want to calm down, then I do it through my body. So it can be like something which is physical, And it can be like a body work. It's like a techniques I learned how to go with your attention into the body and to work with the situation and with the body posture and the creation of the mood and the situation. Okay, I hope I'm clear.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then how to stop parts of it.
Yes. And are there any particular methods that you use to help you with that?
Yeah, I particularly learned the Greenberg method. I don't know. I mean, you can look at it like in the Wikipedia or something, and it's a method that teaches body attention.
Okay.
So I did learn it for 3 years, and then I was a practitioner of this method. And this is the basic of my work with people and of my work with myself. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
teach this as well?
Yeah, I do. I
That's
do. In
lovely.
the clinic, like with practitioners,
Yeah.
it's like people that coming for therapy, and then I teach how to use the body to change situations. And you know, like if I think about another belief, yeah, it's a major belief because it's part of my work, is that we are responsible. We have the tendency to throw responsibility to the outer world. It's like it's their
Somebody else's
fault,
fault, something
yeah, and
else's fault.
blame,
Yeah.
yeah, and blaming, and you know, it didn't work because of her, and it didn't work because of him, and it didn't work because of, and all, you know, all these, and no, I mean, it's not the way to do it. The way is to take responsibility and to say, I am responsible for my life and for what happened in my life. So first of all, I just let go of all this, you know, blaming and throwing this responsibility out. And then the second part is, okay, so if I am responsible, how can I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you reached the stage of having these beliefs? How did you even get to this point?
Today or during the years or?
During the years.
I really needed something for me, myself, because of my personal background. I really needed something that will be worth living for. And
I remember
I mean,
I remember you saying to me that it started one day with a big mess called your life.
yeah, it was, because I remember when I was 24, I was crossing the street, and I was praying that a car will come over me and finish this, you know. Yeah, it was really dark times, you know. So I really needed something that will light me up, but you know, like that I will be passionate about, you know, to live. And then, like, life happens, you know. I just met this, first of all, I met this method, and this method, like during this method, I had a practitioner that touched my body, and this touch was waking me up, because, you know, touch is a primary thing that we forget to do during life. If you look at kids, we always touch them. But when we grow up, we lose it. We don't touch each other anymore. And now with this corona, you know, so yeah. So you know, the touch of my practitioner in my body was waking me up again. And then I said, I remember the feeling of something is happening here. And it was, you know, it was the beginning of a long relationship. I really cherish this method even today. Yeah, and I use it.
That's beautiful. So how about sort of your self-healing? How did you take that forward?
Okay, I guess that my self-healing started when I realized that I take responsibility of my life, you know, and there was so many things to fix. I mean, I say there were so many things to fix, and it's not really fix. It's like there were so many things to let go for me to able to come back to myself.
Yeah.
I had so many disruptions. It's like I didn't know who I am. I was not natural at all. when I was young, because I just covered myself with a persona of something that I don't know where did I picked it up even, but it was my defense.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a process, more like it was a process that, you know, that you just say, I want to be who I am, you know, and you know this feeling when you feel when somebody is like better than you and you hate this
Yes.
feeling. You
Yeah.
hate this feeling because your inner self tells you, what are this bullshit? Why do you say that, you know? And it takes some time
Yes.
just to put you back on track. And the self-healing is something, I believe that self-healing is something that never ends until
Yes. No, I
our
agree.
last day. Yeah, because we are always walking to this point of being, like, as I see, cleanest and the cleaner and purer, you know,
Yeah.
like it's always we are cleaning this diamond, which is us. And this is the self-healing in my eyes.
Yes.
So it's a process. It's a
Yes. It's
never-ending
a process of
process.
discovering yourself and who you are.
Yeah, it's discovering yourself, it's surprising yourself, because sometimes you are doing things that you didn't believe that you will do. But you know what? I must tell you that when you let yourself be, things that coming out in reality are things that were in your background somehow. It's like,
Mm.
I cannot say that I'm really surprising myself with what I'm doing, but I'm surprising myself with the fact that I'm doing them,
Yes.
because it was a dream. It was there always.
Mm.
You understand what I mean? It's
Yes.
like we know who we are. We don't say it.
Yes.
It's not in details, but we know who we are.
And sometimes we don't even believe it, but we still know who we are.
Yeah, and even if we believe it, we don't believe we have the power
Yes.
to stand in front live and bring it out,
Yes.
many times because of fear of rejection
Mm.
or fear of criticism or whatever it will be, you know. So
Yeah.
then I think it's really important to surround us with people that are for us and
Yes.
really, you know, like pushes it out.
Yeah. So where were the places or people that you specifically learnt from?
Oh, okay. So my journey started with J. Krishnamurti.
Hmm.
It was when I was traveling in the Far East when I was 21. So that was the first one. And I was reading so many books, and I came back with maybe 30 books, like when I came back from this journey. And then when I studied the Greenberg method, I had various great teachers that taught me this method as well.
Hmm.
And Abraham Hicks is one of my greatest
Mm.
teachers as well. And of course, I love John and Missy with this great program they brought, Life Book.
Yes.
And there's so many others, you know, like, but these are the main
Cool.
ones. So it's the Greenberg method,
Yeah.
it's Abraham Hicks, and it's Life Book by John and Missy.
Yeah. John and Missy Butcher, for those that aren't clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you know when the beliefs feel right for you?
You just feel it. It's like whenever you feel good, you do not stop. You just continue.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel bad, then you think you know that something which is disturbing is running you now, and it's beyond your control. Okay, and you want to bring it to your control and to your consciousness. So
Mm.
I guess that whenever I have a bad mood, it's not a guess, whenever I have a bad mood, I ask myself, what's going on with you? What's
Yeah.
going on with you? What's going on here? Why are you like that? And it starts like a scanner, you know, and then I just, you know, until you find it.
Yes.
And then when I find it, many times comes a release, you know, because you know what is it there. And after so many years of uplifting yourself, when you touches the point, it's like your body energy is uplifting you. You understand
Mm.
what I mean?
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
like when somebody is suffering from severe pain and you touches the pain, so the body reacts immediately. It's like, oh yeah, you know, like, yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
continue, continue. And
yeah,
it's a releasing. So
yeah.
it's like a scanner. So I have it in my body. It's like the feeling. Whenever I
Mm,
have this, you know, bad feeling, I'm just looking for what is the reason and then work with that.
yeah. I remember a session I did on belief clearing, and that was about when you're trying to release beliefs from the past or whatever it might be. And it's about, you know, do I feel something? It's like putting on a piece of clothing. And does it look and feel right? Does it feel right to you? Actually, no, it
Mm,
doesn't feel right. You know, let me take it off because it just doesn't suit me. And it's something very similar to what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, if you talk about these costumes, so like many of us holding kind of like personas that
Mm,
we are dressing up with and taking off in certain situations.
yeah.
And many times these personas are jumping on us. It's not something that we put on us, it
Yeah.
jumps on us and we're becoming something. So it's like going and learning how we create this persona just to be able to choose and
Yes.
not to be automatic.
And that's lovely, but the fact that you've got the choice to say,
Yeah.
yes, I want this, or no, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the freedom.
Yes, yes. So if something happens in your life that you weren't expecting, or something doesn't feel right, how do you get through that?
Um, you know, it's like I guess you know I'm a human being. So if I have a plan and something doesn't work according to my plan, so first of all I can be really upset, you know, and it's like what's going on here, okay?
Mm.
And luckily I have a spouse that is so positive and
I've got one
about
of those as well.
everything that happens, you know, he reminds me my beliefs. Everything that happens, he says thank you. If we get a report, we put a car somewhere and we have to pay money, he says thank you. It's unbelievable and it's natural and he didn't do any process and he is not in this business as well, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, first of all there is like of course but you know, like that. And then I look at it and see like what can I do? What can I do just, you know, to make to change it? I give you an example. I was in a relationship with a woman, okay?
Mm.
And she was like my friend. And but I paid attention that there was like a period of time that I was meeting her, and whenever I was coming back after meeting her, I was nervous.
Oh.
So I paid attention that something in this relationship doesn't work well for me anymore.
Mm.
But it took some time because it was a long relationship and I had my whole, you know, thinking about this relationship and she's a best friend and we have like history together and so, but something didn't work.
Yeah.
So it was like paying attention for the consistency of the feeling after I meet her, and then it comes to the conclusion that I want to stop it. But this is a major thing, okay? I
Yes.
mean, you have simple and smaller things in life as well. But when something doesn't work, so first of all, it's like, what's going on? And then quite immediately, it's like, okay, like what life trying to tell me now? Like, how can I get better out of this situation? How
Mm.
can I bring more like grow myself
Yeah.
out of this situation, okay? Because we don't want to get stuck.
No. And it goes
And
back to what you were saying earlier. It's like you're scanning to see
yeah,
what's the problem, what's causing this,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
can solve
And just, you know, just find it out, work it out a little bit, and then move on, you know.
it. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And not be afraid to move on. I think that's
What is
quite,
it?
Not be afraid to move on.
Yeah, yeah. I think that when we are releasing the tension or the obstacle, the moving on is the natural state.
Yeah.
So it just happens.
And you're moving on to something better.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when we're releasing these obstacles, when we're releasing the way that we hold ourselves and we stop ourselves, then we can be, you know, whatever it will be.
Do you use the same sort of sequence of practices each time, or do you change how and what you do according to how you feel?
Yeah, I guess I do. It's built in my system now, but I guess I do because it's like I said, first of all, it's like what's going on, like when something doesn't work. And then this scanning of what's going on, what is it? And then you just point it out. And then you have to find out or to figure out how are you going to deal with that, okay? Sometimes the paying attention of the point is dissolving it. But sometimes it's somebody which you have to solve with somebody else. And it's something that you have to solve over a period of time. So, but I'm on it. It's like if it's something which is a little bit bigger, I'm on it. I'm testing it. I'm observing myself. I'm testing myself. It's like investigation. It's like investigation. Yeah, when something doesn't work, starts investigation.
And you're investigating it from your body's perspective.
From my body's perspective and from my perceptions as well.
Yes.
It's like it works on these both levels with me always. It's like on this level of perception and the body attention as well. Yeah.
But sometimes things can be off and we get a physical reaction, don't we? So understanding what's the physical reaction and then working out what's causing that.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you talk about a physical reaction, I was working with a girl that has an anxiety. Maybe it will be a simple example. And she came to the clinic with anxiety attack. And what happens a lot with anxiety, the way that people treat anxiety is trying to push it out, you know. And when you try push it out away or push it away, you make it stronger because it's something which asks to be experienced. Okay, maybe it's the heartbeat, maybe it's the sweat, maybe it's the whatever, the shake or the shiver. And when she came, I just told her, okay, just let it be, let the shake be, let the heartbeat be, let the sweat be, let everything be, just lay down, because she was so weak because of the anxiety attack. So just lay down, and she just let it be. And when she let it be, it was like a wave that had a peak. And then it was like coming down, okay? So sometimes we are stuck in ourselves because we don't allow this thing to be, because we are afraid of, we have ideas about it. But if we just let the body do what the body knows, because then the body knows to fix itself. The body knows to go through these highs and lows, you know? I mean, look at animals. Okay, like look at the lion, or you know, when they are in alert, so all of the body become one and they know exactly what they need to do. And when the danger is over, so everything is calmed down. They don't give themselves instruction. It just happened. So
yeah, perhaps it'd be easier if we were lions.
Yeah, well, we were like that once, you know, in a way.
Yeah. So how do you pay attention to how your body feels?
I am my body. I am my body. So I sit and talk to you, and I feel my lower back in the right area, and I feel my head, and I feel the tension that I have in my forehead. and I am my body. So, but there are some things in the body that you cannot change immediately. You know, I have some symptoms that I have for 25 years, and
Yeah.
it's like changing bit by bit. Or it's my teacher. Like whenever I'm in a stronger tension, then I feel it more, and when I'm calmer, I feel it less. So it's like, you know, navigate your actions.
Calibrating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about things like if you're feeling a particular emotion like guilt or something? How would you deal with that?
Um, First of all, it's understanding that I feel that guilt, okay? Because, you know, if you talk about guilt, I had a friend, okay, that I don't know why, but maybe because I felt that I have a little bit more than what she have, and it was something in the relationship, I don't know. But whenever I was talking to her, I felt guilty. It's like I felt guilty for what I have and for who I am.
Mm.
And whenever I was talking to her, I was feeling this tension building up here. It was like trying to make myself smaller, you know,
Mm.
like in my body, okay?
Yeah.
Because it sits in the body. I mean,
Yes.
the stuck movements we have in the body is like something that we are trying to do with ourselves. And then one day after we were talking, I went like into my place and I was closing my eyes and I just, you know, I was working with that a little bit. And when I went deep into the feeling, it was just a pure stream of energy. It was just open up. I understood that it's guilt. I understood that I don't want to do it anymore. And there was like a clear stop there that I say to myself, stop with that. And something really opened in the area.
And
So
I love energy work. That
yeah,
it just
yeah.
that lights me up because it's so
And you feel it. You
yeah.
feel it. You know, it's like when the energy is running, it's your sharpness, it's your
Mm.
liveliness,
Yeah.
it's life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember my husband did he did some chakra clearing for me, and
Uh-huh.
he got to my heart chakra, and the heat that built up in his hands, and we could both feel it, and releasing that energy out, and then the same with my throat chakra, and then it just completely cleared, and that was
Magic.
it's just magnificent.
Magic.
Yeah, it is magic. So what signals are you looking for as guidance?
Um, what signals do I look for as a guidance? Um, you know, it's a hard question because it can be anything that I am that
Is
that
it a particular mood or something that
I cannot say.
no?
I cannot say. It has to disturb me enough that I will stop and question myself what's
Yeah,
going on. Because, you know, I mean, you don't stop on anything.
no.
It's, you know, sometimes life is not 100% or zero. It's like, you know, it's somewhere in between most of the time.
Yeah,
So if I see that something is really bothering me, that I cannot really think clearly about the things I want to do. If I have severe pain somewhere in the body, or not even severe, it can be like, I don't know, like 50, 70% even, you know, then I stop. But, you know, today mainly there is a very nice flow in life.
yeah.
So,
Lovely.
yeah.
So how can our listeners get started with creating a set of beliefs, practices, and paying attention to their bodies that will shift their life forward like you have?
First of all, I guess understanding that we are responsible for whatever happens in our life, you
Mm.
know, even if we were children, and we grew up in a terrible houses, okay, I think that 80% of us grew up in terrible houses. So what happened, you know, like we have to leave it in history. We are not there. We just have to go and to save this child from this history and bring it here to reality. So first of all, taking responsibility for who we are, and all our automatic reactions and automatic patterns, and, you know, all the things that we are complaining about ourselves, and just stop it. It's like, think about what you want, okay? I mean, don't go forward with a mirror that looks backward.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? I mean,
Yes.
go forward and see how you can help yourself. I think that, self-healing, any kind of, I mean, it doesn't matter what to start with. It can be writing, it can be going to a therapist, it can be meditating, it can be so many things, I mean, there's so many things today that people can choose. But first of all, take responsibility and say to yourself, I am responsible for who I am today. I cannot blame anyone for who I am today. Because if I'm not at that stage, I'm not mature enough to make a change.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the starting point.
Yeah. And then how and what do we use as our guidance system?
Again?
What do we use for our guidance system?
I think that, whatever we do in life, we're doing because we want to feel better. Okay, so you just have to check out if this thing that I'm doing makes me feel good or not, if this person that I'm talking to makes me feel good or not, if this thing that I'm eating makes me feel good or not, it just, how do I feel? It's like, if again, if our scale is 0 and 100, between 0% and 100%, sometimes we have to choose between 50% and 70%,
Yes.
but we navigate ourselves through life, on that direction that, we want to feel better, feel better, feel better, feel better. So whatever brings us this, feeling or joy is our direction.
Yeah. And our emotions are a really good cue, aren't they, for understanding how we feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Our emotions and our bodies is it's like a rock. For me, it's like a rock that I can lean on, and learn how I am really.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I did a lot of work on emotions and understanding them all, and really getting deep into what was the emotion and what causes it, what creates it, and then having tools and techniques to manage that. And that's been incredibly powerful, because most of the negative emotions I just don't have anymore, because something
Beautiful.
happens and I look at it a bit like you're talking about here. I look at it and say, okay, what am I going to do that changes that? And it's
Beautiful.
gone. And it's gone so
Beautiful.
quickly.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is exactly what I mean. That sometimes you put your finger on the thing and it dissolves, And it's
A little
beautiful. It's
flash of
like
anger, and you just, what the flipping heck am I being angry about? And you can dissolve it really quickly. Whereas in the past, I would have stayed angry.
Yeah.
What's the
I
point?
totally understand you.
Yeah, what's
I
the
totally
point?
get it. Yeah, and you get to this point that you feel angry and you say to yourself, but I don't want to feel it. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in it anymore. Now I have to
I
change
want to
it.
be in a nice one. Exactly.
And sometimes the kids ask me, but you were angry a minute ago. How come you're smiling now? And it's
Yeah.
like, just
Yeah.
move quickly from situation to situation, from
Yeah.
mood to mood,
Yeah.
just free.
Yeah. Don't wallow in the anger. Get yourself into the happy place.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
in our hands.
Yeah. Yeah. What about things like your body posture and to help on the sort of the physical side? What do you do for that?
My body posture, ask me again clearly, I just didn't get it.
So how do you so sometimes what we're feeling is a physical manifestation, if you like. So what do you do from a body perspective to help release some of that?
Okay, so there's few things. Okay, so first of all, of course, I can do like go out for a walk or dance at home. Sometimes I just put few songs and I dance at home. But like if, for example, I have a very strong tension, like over here, I don't know, something was really too much, and I feel like I gathered it here. So aside of releasing this area, what we can do is, you know, just make the contraction stronger, just bring it to the edge of contraction and then release it. Okay, this is one thing I can do. Another thing I can do, and it was beautiful because I was talking once with a guy that had a migraines, and the migraine disappeared one day, and I asked him, how did you do it? And he said it's so simple, and this is something that I do, but it's really beautiful how he said it. He said, I went into the middle of the feeling. He was just closing his eyes, and with his attention, he went to the center of the pain. And the center of the pain, if you close your eyes and pay attention to a pain in the body, you can feel that it's alive. It's something that moves. It's not stuck. It's not that like you have a pain and it's stuck somewhere. It's, if you pay attention, you see how alive it is. And he did it, and he did it, and he was like entering with his attention into this pain, into this migraine, until he dissolved it. I mean, our attention is so strong, and I believe, if we talk about core beliefs, that it's our number one tool to make a change in life, because our life built out of what we pay attention to.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's something a lot of the meditations get you to try and focus on, is putting the attention into something that you're wanting to change. You know, you could do the meditation because the power is between the thoughts, and that's where you need to put the attention in order to make something change. I'm trying to work on that to get rid of my tinnitus at the moment. I'm not doing so well, but you know, it's about trying to find what's caused, where's it starting, where's that starting from.
Yeah, and it's like going with the attention to this feeling, and just, you know, just let the body attention to work with it, because the body knows what to do with it. It's not that we have to do something with it. We just have to allow it to fix itself.
There's so much we can fix for ourselves, isn't there? Mentally and physically.
Yeah, absolutely. We are not God, but
And one of the sort of the things that you've repeatedly shared with many of us is just about breathing.
Yeah, breathing, because breathing is life. You know, like if we talk about, like, if I am in relationship with life, so the amount I take in and the amount I take out, okay, it's the amount or the strength, I don't know how to say it, it's how deep I run my relationship with life, because I can breathe really flat and just receive flat life.
Yes.
And I can breathe really deep and receive deep life and give out as well.
That's a lovely way of putting it. Yeah,
because we are in relationship. It's something like we bring life inside and we put life outside.
Yes.
Okay, so
you don't have to live a shallow life by shallow breathing.
So breathing is something we better work on. Of course.
It's the elixir of life, isn't it?
And we have such a great potential of putting air in our body, so it's not there for nothing.
No, exactly. Well, that's been lovely, Smadar. Really, really
Thank
lovely.
you very much. It was lovely for me too. It was beautiful.